back. What were we doing? So we're gonna have some function that the player script can call to say, hey, you NPC are targeted for interaction. Why are we doing that? So that the NPC can display something that indicates that there's a thing going on. Like we might show some text, something, I don't know. And then is that what I want to do? Alternatively, we can go through the game manager. Like we can have the player emit a signal on the game manager or call a method on the game manager. So my concern is like if there were multiple NPCs and the player goes up to 1 and okay, so let's think about this use case here. So there's 2 NPCs, the player walks up to 1 and they walk away. So what should happen is the is targeted should go to true and then false. How does that happen? The player, the raycast 2D on the player is going to only collide with NPCs. So it's going to have the node of the NPC. So it'll be able to call a method on it, which could be like we need 2, right? Or we could have a thing where you pass a Boolean. It amounts to the same thing, right? But let's call that walk up to and walk away from, right? And then it sets is targeted to false or true, and then we can use that to then do something to the some modulation on the sprite. We don't even need is targeted, do we? Then when the player hits in my case, the F key, then the players needs to look at what node intersects with the raycast, and it calls talk to. Yeah. And then we don't even call dialogic from here, right? So we just have and then I don't think we need these booleans either, right? So we have a yeah, that's fine. Interact. Yeah, except we do something like that. We need to have a guard here. Be like if we're already in a dialogue, don't start it. Approach. There we go. That's the word that disappeared. And then we don't automatically interact. I guess we could. You could just like automatically launch the dialogue when the player approaches, but we're not doing that. And then func leave. Self.name. What is okay, it's the name of the node. Okay, cool. Sure. For NPC self-name. Okay. I like it. And then what we do is we're gonna take this out. And we're going to go back to the dialogic docs where it says, hey, if there's already a current timeline, return Actually, let's do this way. If not dialogue timeline, return. If current timeline is not null, print can't do that. And then otherwise, label or index. Method to start timeline without adding a scene. No. Start dialogue timeline. So that second argument is to tell it what label to start with. If we had a timeline where there were like multiple entry points, we could use that, but that's fine. We'll do that. And then let's see, what is, there we go. Trying to remember where alt is. All right. Let's see. We want to. So, if it doesn't have a dialogue timeline, then we don't need to do anything here. And otherwise, highlight the NPC by modulating its appearance. Sure. Is that a good idea? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be able to leave while you're in the dialogue. I guess we're gonna find out. Actually, that's a question, but I didn't check. If I launch the game and I get into the dialogue, oh wait, I no longer have a way to get into the dialogue. Hold that thought. Find an NPC. Trigger interaction. Okay, so if NPC detector is colliding, we do this. Okay. So approach and lead are interesting. I think to do that, we have to track something inside a player that is like var NPC that's being to the adjacent NPC for interaction, right? So in our function here, NPC interaction. So if the NPC detector is colliding, interesting. No, I don't want to do any of that. Yeah, if NPC detector is colliding, we do want to get the collider, and we want to say NPC equals collider. Wait, no. Hold on. No, I called the variable NPC. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what it is. That makes sense. Well, wait. And not NPC. Oh wait. No. It has to be more complicated. Hold on. If collider not equals to NPC, then if NPC leave, then set NPC to be the collider and then approach. Yes? A little complicated. So if we detect a collision and the thing that we're colliding with is an NPC, which it should be because the way the actually let's that should be an error. Right. Yeah, there we go. Because of the collision layer stuff, the masking. That shouldn't happen. But if it is an NPC, then if it's the same NPC that we're already adjacent to, then we don't need to do anything. But if it's different, then we need to leave the last one and approach the next one. Yes. And then if we're not colliding, if we were interacting with an NPC, then we leave and we clear NPC. Okay. So that's what I want to do to like make it so the player has this kind of like connection to an NPC that they have approached. State machines? Feels like we're gonna need that soon to make this manageable, but it's fine for now. Okay, so that makes it so that we are approaching and leaving an NPC, of which we have one test NPC instance of that has a timeline associated with it. This could be more powerful because we could have like a dialogue index, and so we could pass both arguments to start. Right, we could pass a label. In fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now because label, and it will just be an empty string, which is the default there, right? So then when we call start, we'll pass that label. Why self.name instead of just name? Should be the same thing. Why self.modulate instead of modulate? No reason. Means the same thing, I think. I don't know if this will actually do with a comment. We just auto-completed this, right? So I don't know exactly what that will look like, but we'll roll with it. And now, if I play this, and we skip over the enemy, slide down the ramp, detected collider is not an NPC, area 2D. Right. Right. That makes sense, right? Because it is the thing that we're colliding with is the area 2D inside of the NPC. Well, what are we going to do about that? Can we change this around so that, I mean, one thing would be like in here to remove this and we just check to see is it area 2D and then we call collider.parents or something, but no, we wouldn't want to do that. But could we make the area 2D the top level thing? Let's see, can we? Whoops. I do. Okay, copy. Paste. Can I paste root node? Okay, great. Sure. Is there a way to change what the root node is? Reparent to new node. Make scene root. Okay. And And then what I want to do is I want to detach this script. We're going to go to our NPC script, and we're going to say this extends area 2D. And what does that break? Nothing. Awesome. So then we go here and we attach that. So how does this... Oh wait, that's not gonna work because this now we want to modulate the sprite that's inside of here. So do on ready. Bar sprite is animated sprite 2D. Oh right, so we're gonna call this animated sprite 2D. Yep. And I guess we're gonna call this NPC. Okay. Cool. So that'll find its thing, and then wherever we were doing things that would have been for the sprite, we use sprite.modulate and sprite.modulate. Is there anything else that we were modifying here? Name of the node. So I think it's going to be the case that because this is now attached to area 2D, and before it was attached to the animated sprite, that is the root of a scene, and the scene is instantiated as a node in scene tree, that the name is going to be the name of that node, which will be test NPC. That's how I think it works. Now, is that true? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Still have an NPC. NPC has no dialogue timeline set. Okay, we broke things. Right. Because we used to have fields here, and now they exist here. So we need a timeline. Okay. I didn't see the modulate happen though, unfortunately. Oh, there it is. Ta-da! And then if I hit F, nah, I want to die. You just have to know right now that you have to press F. Can we add some text above the NPC that appears when yeah, can we just add some kind of text? Oh, right, just like a label? That's what it's called. And the text is press F to talk. Cool. Horizontal line center. All that will do us. And then we just hide this. And yeah. Then in the NPC, say on ready. Bar label. Cool. And then when we interact, or when we approach, we want to do this, and we want to say label dot hidden false. Not, I guess is it show? There it is. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Label dot hide. Okay, cool. So now, and then we get to find out if name does the right thing, or did we already learn that? Yeah, oh yeah, but we see the test NPC there. Okay, cool. Except it's not E, it's F. Hold on. Plus interaction key equals game interact. Yep. Cool. So, okay, so what do you mean? Get action list not found in input? It's a lie. Is there a method that does what I want? Is that why something was hallucinated? Because there isn't something that does that? Okay, let's do this. Let us Google. All right, Godot get key from input map. Get key corresponding to input action. Oh, sure, I could iterate over all the actions. Something on input event. Input map. Get action list. Turns an array of input events associated with a given action. Get action list. Oh, it would be input map. Get action. That returns everything. Is there? Oh, this is 3.2. About 4.4. Action, get events. Action is action, get actions, has action. Actions, get events. Action, get events. Action, get events. Only I could type. Okay. Right. Var. It helps if I use valid syntax. Let's try this. Press F physical. Great. Okay, that's closer. Is there another method? As text. Get meta. Get is resource to string. Yeah, to the docs. So this gets us a an array of input event. So then an input event has some things. So it has as text. Turns a string representation of the event. Okay. I'm gonna live with it for now. I'm gonna go with this. Might want to think about could really just be like press action key, right? And then you just have to like look up the key map, or set keybinds. I don't think it matters, but we'll set the text and then show. Okay, well, that was a dialogue. Yes, please. But we don't get a sword. So I guess the next thing to do is to add a sword. Finally. Let's commit what we have so far. And NPC interactions. I guess that those are words that describe what I just did. Yep, cool. All right, and push it. Do we have in our assets any kind of weaponry? Weaponry? Let's see. So, items. I guess your typical Mario style thing typically doesn't have a sword in it, does it? Has a fireball and a mushroom. Well, I decided that I was going to do this is gonna be like a Zelda 2 thing, I guess. I don't know. I never played Zelda 2. I've only seen some of it. But that's the first thing that comes to mind for a platformer plus sword. Okay. Got sound effects. We have. I don't think I have any other art downloaded yet, so let's go hunt for some of that. Or I could draw a sword. It's gonna be interesting. How's that gonna work? How is that going to work? I think we'll do something where we'll have a sword item that. Ooh. Think about this. I don't think I want to even render a sword. I don't even know that I need sword artwork. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that the player can do an attack when they have a flag saying they have the sword. Yes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to simply go over to player. We're going to be like, inventory, export var as sword. Yep. And then in game manager, we have this thing going on. How do I want to do this? Interesting, the game over signal. I guess we're not using this anymore. Are we just not referring to this at all? No, we're connecting to it on the main script. Oh, right, because we don't have a win condition. Right, so that's why that's like that. Okay, that's fine. How do we... Like, I can just make another signal. Yeah, let's signal player gets sword. Yep. That's right. Yep, and we emit it. And then the player, we can do various things, but we'll just add a oh yeah, this is not great. Wait. Oh, we don't need to do this anymore. We don't need to do any of this. If NPC interact, that was yeah. This becomes much simpler, right? So if we press the game interact button, whatever that is, F, and there's an NPC, then we do interactions, and otherwise, no. Pass. Do other things. Yeah. Like swing a sword is where my mind is going with that. And then we want a function here that's going to be like func. Well, let's do this. Let's do go back to here. We will. Oh right, if it's a signal in the game manager, we have to hook up to it. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll say func get sword. Yeah. Give the player a sword. And then in ready. Too much stuff going on here. There's ready. Game manager dot something about, yeah, player gets sword. Connect to get sword. All right, cool. So when the signal is emitted, this function gets called and it sets has sword to true. That's it. Okay, and then I think one last thing I want to do is if we go back to Dialogic in our timeline, we are going to, once you say yes, please, oh, actually, I mean, yes, we want to do that, but I want to. Can this be conditional? Oh yeah, we want a condition here. If expression we don't have access to the player here. Oh, you know what? Instead of interrogating the player, let's do something else. So how do I? Okay, I can just hit delete there. Okay, so we're gonna set a variable called has sword to give. Yep. Ooh. Yes. No clue how this. Okay, I see. Has sword to give. Yep. And this is a Boolean. Default is true. Okay, cool. And there are folders. Interesting. Okay, and then on timeline, then we don't need to set that. And instead, what we do is we have a condition. if variable has sort to give is true, then this happens. Add else. Okay, but I want to move this inside of here. Oh, let's remove. Ooh, hold on. Undo that. Undo the else. Then take this and drag this down to here. Okay, so there we go. So now this dialogue is only available if you have not taken the sword from the NPC yet. And then we add an else that has some text that our test NPC says, you already got my sword. Go interact with that slime over there if you haven't already. At some point, I guess I would want to figure out how to like have the conditions in the dialogue interrogate state in the world. Not exactly sure on how to do that. Great. And then what I want to do is I want to add some more text on yes, please. Here you go. All right, and while we're at it, let's see in there. Yeah. Suit yourself. Okay, so now we have some more dialogue. Oh, and then when we give the player the sword, we want to change our variable as well. So we're going to set the has sword to give to be false once we've given it. All right, and the player, I mean, we're still not going to be able to do anything with having the sword, but, you know, to start. Ow. Have a sword if you want it. Yes, please. Here you go. Go interact with that slime over there. Okay, interesting. You already got my sword. Go interact with that slime over there if you haven't already. Oh, it is enter. Okay. And space. But space also caused us to jump, which is fun. Alright. So now I guess we need to add the ability for the player to actually hit stuff. Alright. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this to be target detector. Seems fine. And then that means we probably have to change this wherever it is. Didn't we? There it is. Okay, refactor. No, let's just rename. Target detector. Target detector. Okay, so do we have a check here for this? Yeah, we do check to see if it's an NPC for this whole thing. I don't think we necessarily need... Yeah, this should be good. Okay, we can leave that as is. All right, and then what we need to do is we need to change this to have more collision masks. So the enemy is... is on layer 2. So the player's target detector needs to have a collision mask on 2 and 4. The enemy is a body. So that means we want to collide with bodies and areas. Okay. Does that seem fine? Oh, right. And then this warning no longer makes sense. Because a thing that we were expecting was true. And honestly, if we were going to keep it as like it only works this way, should be an assertion there, not just a print, but should be fine now. And then what I want to do is that when you input, if the if the target detector is colliding with it with anything else, hit it. LF if we have a sword and target detector is colliding. Right, and then we need to do stuff. We get what we're colliding with. And then if collider has method, not meta. If it has take damage, call take damage. If it has die, call die. I don't think our NPC or our enemy has either of those things. But we can add that. Cool. So that means that we will essentially be able to, yeah, that's fine. I think I will change this condition though, because I expect that we are going to have some slightly different things that we're going to do. Specifically, what I'm thinking about is like we want to show a graphic of like a swish, regardless if there's a colliding target or not. We'll always show the animated effect, but if there is a thing that we can hit, we'll hit it. Okay, so now maybe we can kill the slime. I guess a problem may be that our first of all, we don't have a sword, right? So like right now, if I hit F, nothing happens. But also our target may be too high. Yes. I want a sword. Okay, cool. Yeah. We can't interact. Ooh. Hey, here's a question. So we got the sword before and then we died. Did we? Yeah, you already got the sword. All right, so that doesn't get reset, which is fun. Also, I think I opened the menu, but the menu's not visible. Yeah, okay. So I've I've broken the game there. Oh, also the music's frozen. What's up with that? Pretzel Rocks, what are you doing? Okay, well, we're almost out of time for today anyway. So, let's leave some to-dos to do. Show sword attack animation. To do, figure out how to hit low enemies as the raycast is only horizontal. And I think that's kind of what's outstanding for all of this. So I'm going to commit all of these things and push it up, and then we'll go find someone to raid. Yeah, there we go. So we'll figure those things out next time around. And in the meantime, all of this stuff is in the in my repo, in the Godot platformer repo here. 29 commits already. All right. So thanks so much, everyone that came out to the stream today and hung out. You know, it's nice to have some company as I try to figure out this whole game dev thing. It's a bit different from, I don't know why I'm going to GitHub. It's a bit different from the usual kind of web dev stuff from, well, most of my career, honestly. But it's nice to mix things up a bit.